So we looked at mechanical digestion and chemical digestion and how breaking things down into smaller pieces physically actually helps us break that food down quicker chemically. But today we're actually going to be looking at how that all happens in your digestive system. So starting with the organs in the system in order that they actually work through your body. Okay, of course, your mouth is where you actually put the food in, all right? So you're taking your nutrients, your food, in through your mouth, okay? Then the pharynx is what connects your mouth to your esophagus, which is basically your throat, all right? So it's just this little part that connects it. And then the esophagus is going to have the muscles through this tube that carry the food from basically your mouth to your stomach. So when you swallow, though, it doesn't just drop into the pit of your stomach, okay? You actually have muscles through the esophagus, and they kind of do this little wave action, and it carries the food down to your stomach through your esophagus, all right? Next is your stomach, and of course that's a muscular organ that breaks down nutrients. Again, the stomach churns, all right? It introduces acids and other digestive enzymes called gastric juice to your food. And so it's churning it up, mixing it with all those acids so that you actually get the breakdown happening. A lot of breakdown happens in the stomach, but most of your final digestion, that final end process of really breaking the food down so your body can use it, happens in the small intestine. And so that's the site of most digestion and the absorption of particles into the bloodstream. So all throughout your small intestine, you get lots and lots of capillaries, and they're going there, and they're going to pick up all the nutrients. So they absorb through the walls of the small intestine out into your blood so that your body can get all those nutrients. Now at the end of the small intestine, food moves into the large intestine. And at this point, most of what's there is the undigested material that we can't break down. And so it moves into here and then into the rectum so that we can get the water out of it and remove it from our body. Okay, so that last large intestine. Now, the rectum is where it actually leaves the body. Along with those organs, so those are the organs that the food actually enters. Mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and out the body. The stuff that you put in actually goes through those organs. But there are other organs that help out with digestion by sending material to those organs that help with that digestion. And those would include the salivary glands. They make saliva. You add that to your food when you're chewing. That helps us break it down. The liver, that's also going to be sending digestive enzymes into that digestive tract. Same with the gallbladder and the pancreas. They're going to send things to either the stomach or the small intestine to help you break down that food that you've eaten. All right, so they are supplying enzymes to help break down food. Now, when you actually eat, there is a process that happens for digestion. Food enters your digestive system through your mouth, okay, where you chew it. And that starts the digestive process both chemically and mechanically. Now, once you've chewed your food, you swallow it, all right? And when you swallow, the esophagus, say, hey, Major Weaver.
No.
The esophagus then carries the food down into your stomach. All right, now in your stomach, the food is mixed, and several digestive enzymes, which we call gastric juice, are part of all that stuff that's added to your food there, and that's going to continue chemical digestion. Now don't forget, the stomach's also churning, which is doing some mechanical digestion also. But the main thing that's happening here is adding all those enzymes to it to really start breaking it down. All right. From the stomach, that partially liquid food, we've added a lot of juice to it, so it's now partially liquid, and that's going to go into your small intestine. And in that small intestine, digestion is completed. All right, once that happens, that's where most of the enzymes are used from the pancreas and liver. All right, they're sending stuff to the small intestines to help you break it down. And we're going to finish up that process. And here, when it's completed, that's when all those nutrients go out, like I said. And then at the end of the small intestine, the only thing that's left is basically stuff you can't use. Your body cannot break it down, or stuff that you just need to get out. And so they go into the large intestine. And in the large intestine, all the water, the extra water, is absorbed out of it so that your body can reuse that water, okay? And it turns into a more solid material, okay? And that material, which is now called feces, is stored in the lower part of your large intestine until we can eliminate it from the body through the rectum. All right, so good stuff in, get all the good stuff out of it. What's left over is waste, and we have to get rid of it. So that's basically the process.